Babestas, probably the most iconic bootleg shoe of all time. Inspired by the Air Force One, they had their first appearance in 2001. But since then, they changed quite often. Here's everything you should know about the Babesta. The first generation of Babestas released in 2001. This is probably the generation that has the most variety to it. In fact, they come with a whole lot of different materials, different looks, and also different star shapes. What Nigo basically did here, that he took the Air Force One, which was, especially in Japan, a crazy popular shoe, and sort of did his own thing with it. He switched up the materials, he switched up the colorways, and even influenced Nike with that to change their Air Force One lineup significantly. But there are still some similarities. For example, the ape texting on the midsole of the shoe. With the first generation that got released until 2001 and 2008, we find a more blocky kind of text on the midsole that is very reminiscent of the Air text that we will also find on Air Force One. In general, you can say this generation of Babestas is the one that is the closest to Air Force Ones. It has the same exact shape and also a pretty similar outsole. The only thing that got changed here is that one circle on the front of the outsole. It's now replaced with a star. On this generation, the Babesta stitching on the back is also spot on. A pretty important fact when it comes to legit checking first generation Babestas is that the Babesta logo in the insoles have to face opposite ways. The second generation of the OG Babestas is still pretty similar to the Air Force One. It has still exactly the same shape, however there are some detail changes. First of all, the midsole does now say Babe in the other text style. Also, the outsole does now feature a different kind of star on the front and also a registered trademark symbol on the back. The stitching on this generation of Babestas seems to be even more clean. However, watch out with wearing the two first generation of Babestas if they feature patent leather. As you can see, the patent leather on both these generations is completely falling apart if you wear them. With normal leather pairs or suede pairs, this is absolutely no problem. Around 2016, the third generation of Babestas now started to release. This kind of Babesta is very different from the original Babesta or Air Force One silhouette. This kind of Babesta got released after Nigo had sold and left Bape to IT, a Hong Kong based fashion giant. On this generation they changed a whole lot. For example, they now got a completely different toe box area with those leather patches that are more reminiscent of a Dunk or a Jordan 1. Same accords to the back tab that you now will find on the heel area. Also, the lace shields start to pop up here now regularly. On the first and second generation of Babestas, they weren't really a thing. If you see a first generation Babesta with a lace shield, those are Taobao fakes. This third generation of Babestas got a lot of hate, which is why since 2021 Bape now tried to get back to the OG vibe. The fourth generation is now more similar to the Air Force One again. However, the cuts of the different parts of the shoe are still different. The whole shoe is kind of more chunky. Also, this generation seems to have something like an inverted outsole. I don't know how to describe it, but you can definitely tell yourself. The tongue tag is now kind of different. It now does not feature sort of a second gray layer in the background anymore. Unfortunately, on the 4th generation of Babestas, they don't do Babesta stitching on the heel anymore. They just emboss it. So this generation features now a double layer heel area, which replaces the mid leather patch that would normally cover the stitching on an OG Babesta or Air Force One. This is the only generation where the Babesta logo on the insole of the shoe does now face the same direction. Until now, there are only 2 different star shapes for the 4th generation of the Babesta. On the left side you can see a tag which you will find on the 1st generation of Babestas. All the other generations, however, will feature the tag that you find on the right side. Not all of what I talked about does accord also for collab pairs. Examples would be the Fikestar, the Jount Babesta, or also the Soulbox Babesta. All of those have still their own little details that they changed up. On the Jount Babesta would be that it does not feature a second layer on the heel. On the Soulbox Babesta it would be that it has a complete other outsole than the other 4th generation pairs. It has the outsole of the 3rd generation pairs, and the Fikestar has his own weird outsole. Hey guys, and thank you for watching if you made it this far. Please give me your feedback how you like this different approach of making videos. I'm still trying to figure out which style of video making suits me the most. You're also very welcome to check those other videos out. I talked more in depth about history there and also more about personal connection, and it's more kind of speaking from the heart. Let me know which kind of videos you like more, and yeah, thank you for watching guys.